They talk about influencers. These are influencers, and they're friends of mine. Jack Posobiec. Where's Jack? Jack, who's done a great job.
All right, folks, Jack Posobiec back live. We are here, West Palm Beach, Florida. I want to thank the Real America's Voice team for getting us set up here, help us to beat the cold, beat the storm a little bit while we're down here, down south. Folks, every day, Americans make choices that shape our country's future, right down to which cell phone provider we support. Here's what most people realize. Patriot Mobile isn't just a wireless provider. They're an activist organization funded by selling top-tier cell phone service. They've been on the front lines defending our freedoms long before it was cool, standing in the gap when others wouldn't. The best part is they delivered prioritized premium service on all three major U.S. networks, giving you the same or even better coverage, backed by 100% U.S.-based customer support. Get unlimited data plans, mobile hotspots, international roaming, and so much more when you switch to Patriot Mobile. You will help grow a movement that fuels the Christian conservative cause. Every bill you pay helps advance the values of faith, family, and freedom. Switching is easier than ever. Just activate in minutes, keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Take a stand today. Go to patriotmobile.com/POSO or call 972-PATRIOT and use promo code POSO for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/POSO or call them at 972-PATRIOT. Make the switch today. All right, folks, so we talked about the specifics of this case with Alex Preddy, but I think we also have to dig deeper into the wider context of what's going on in the Battle of Minneapolis. This isn't just about Minneapolis. This is about Western civilization. This is about remigration. Are we going to be allowed by these insurgents? And that's what they are. They're sending insurgents from all over the country. They've got people up from Boston. They've got people up from Chicago. They're coming all the way in. All the leaders, the Antifa, the anti-ICE, all the rest of it. They're coming in because they're trying to make their stand. So what's President Trump doing? He's saying the operations will continue. Then they must continue. No back down. No backing down. We will not blink. We're not going to back down. We're going to double down. We're not going to de-escalate. We're going to escalate. Why is this important? It's really simple. Who governs? Will we be governed by the mob? Will we be governed by the insurgents, by the radicals, by the Bolsheviks? Will we allow a communist insurgency to make decisions for us and their media allies to run around and say, oh gosh, he wasn't doing anything wrong. Of course he was doing everything wrong. Alex Preddy was doing everything wrong. Stop. Don't fall for the lies. Advance. Push the advantage. And by the way, the normie Americans, like your sort of average, non-political American, go look at Google Trends. They're not focused on this right now. They're not looking at the Antifa smashing up this hotel last night with the one brave agent standing there in the gap, standing on the precipice at the gates of hell before him. Death all around. Hands, fingers, bloodied. And did he drop? Did he quit? Did he back down? Did he surrender? Did he take a knee and say, oh gosh, I'm so sorry? No. He stood there and he stood his ground and stood his post. He did his duty for the American people and for our civilization and for our way of life. And if we are going to support him, if we are going to continue to double down on our support, we're going to see this all the way through. We started this fight. We're going to see the fight through. And we're not going to quit because the fighting's hard. We're just not. You want to go talk to a guy, you want to sit down and have a conversation about it? Not after September 10th. Nope. Sorry. Not interested in having these conversations. Not after September 10th. Not after losing the guy that used to sit right next to me at this table. Nope. Not interested in those conversations. Really not. I'm interested in restoring law and order to the United States of America. And that's what this is all about. Remember, they did not deploy Antifa. They did not deploy these agitator networks into Minneapolis until after the fraud was exposed. This is about the fraud of Minneapolis, the fraud of Minnesota. It's about Tim Walz. It is about everything that they are doing, okay? It's about everything that they are trying to cover up. The illegal aliens. And by the way, the Fortune 500 companies, 17 of the Fortune 500 companies that are headquartered in the Twin Cities, largest per capita concentration of Fortune 500 companies in America. So you've got corporate America. Think of the convergence here. Corporate America, Antifa, the Somalis, the illegal aliens, the money laundering, Tim Walz. It all comes, even George Floyd. It all comes to a head in Minneapolis. And so take the hill. Take the hill. If we can't take Minneapolis, how are we ever going to make it to Chicago, to Detroit, to Philly, to Baltimore, to LA, to New York? No. You've got the road to all of them. The road to Vienna goes through Minneapolis. And what's Antifa saying? You run out there. We've got the reports up. They're saying that they want to make Minneapolis their Fallujah. That's what they're saying. And they go back and they look at the Battle of Fallujah as the time when the tide was turned in the Iraq War, when the insurgency really kicked off. Zarqawi, Sadr, all of them coming up through the Battle of Fallujah, Sadr City. Is that what we want? Do we want them to do this? I say, bring it on. If that's what you want, bring it on. Tim Walz knows this is a disaster for him. Why is this not happening? Tim Walz, keep in mind, he could issue an executive order right now, and say, work with ICE. He could just say, work with ICE, let him into the prisons, let him into the jails. That's all he'd have to do. Piece of paper. He could tweet it. Done. This is all on Tim Walz. He's doing this on purpose, and don't think for a second that he's not, because he's trying to test you. This is about testing the administration, testing the resolve of the Patriot movement, testing the resolve of MAGA. And are you going to fail that test? Are you going to let the likes of Tim Walz and these scum win? These people who laughed when Charlie was murdered, who celebrated, who cheered? Is that what you want? You're going to let them win? And then they're putting up stuff. Oh, Charlie Kirk was a supporter of the Second Amendment. This isn't about the Second Amendment. It's about ICE raids. It's about remigration. It's about sending these people home. And by the way, to the illegals, there's a much safer way. There's a much safer option if you want to deal with that, by the way, than any of this stuff. Just leave. Just go home. Get out. There's been more arrests right here in Florida and Texas than there were in Minneapolis, but the government is working with the federals. That's why it's safer. Lock in, Patriots. Lock in. Be right back. Human Events Daily continues.